Why taking a mini business staycation will help you earn more money as a yoga teacher. Hi, friend. Let's talk about how stepping away from your business will actually help you earn more money. It's time to check in on those goals that we had and thought, okay, our business is going to be doing this, this, and this, and here's our goals. It's that mid-year check-in of really thinking about, okay, what's worked well, what hasn't, and it's really time to get an assessment of how things are going. And so often we can't do that if we're sitting behind our computer or sitting in the yoga studio, really doing our day-to-day task. And so this is why a mini business staycation is just what the doctor ordered. Last December, I talked to you about a business staycation. And this is something I do every 6 months with my biz bestie, where we get away and we go to a hotel or an Airbnb and we get away for just a few nights where we're able to step back from our business, take a look at what our goals were, how far we've come, what progress has happened, and what's worked well and what hasn't. It's really a great way of doing things on a bigger scale. So this is something I do every 6 months, but sometimes life gets in the way. And that's exactly what happened this year. My personal life has just been a little bit more busy than normal. So I don't have the chance to get away with my biz bestie this summer, which makes me super sad, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. So what I did is I sat down and I thought, okay, how can I do this on a smaller scale just by myself and figure this out? Because what I don't want to happen is for me not to have any type of strategy for the next 6 months. It's so important for my business to know where I'm going and what's working, what's not. So how can I do this on a smaller scale? And what I came up with was a mini staycation, meaning that I could take a few hours outside of my typical workspace and really get to think about, okay, what's working, what's not, what do I need to shift and do and work on for the next 6 months? And that doesn't take several days when it's just me trying to get clear on this strategy. It just takes a few hours. So today, if you are in that boat, if you can't get away for a few days with another yoga teacher, biz bestie of yours, then I want you to think about a mini staycation. Meaning you have to still get out of your normal space, but you can totally do this on a super low budget or even free if you just get away and get really strategic as to where you go for a few hours. And there's just a few things that I would want to call your attention to. And that's really to understand what your goal is when you go into the mini staycation. And it's really boiling it down to one thing. Do you need to make a decision on something? Do you need to get clear and write a strategy for something? What is it that you want your business to do in the next 6 months? And that's what I would want you to focus on for a few hours. Getting clear on what you want to walk away with after the mini staycation is so, so important. I cannot stress that enough. You don't want to go on a mini staycation, have a few hours dedicated to business and sit down and think, okay, well, I'm here. What should I do? That is definitely not what you want to do. You have to plan ahead and think, number one, what do I want to walk away with? What is something that I need to figure out in this few hours? Is it a decision that I need to make? Or is it a strategy I need to write? Or is it some type of brainstorming? What do you need to do in order to plan for the next 6 months of your business? Once you know what you want to accomplish in your mini staycation, then it's time to plan. So it's time to figure out what day of the week, what time in this month can I get away for a few hours? Do I need to have my classes subbed, or do I need to block some time on my schedule? Do I need to tell family members that I'm going to be away? What do you need to do in order to plan for this mini staycation? And so you'll want to figure out a few things. Number one, where can you go for a few hours? Because you don't want it to be your typical workspace. Meaning if you work at home, I need you to get out of your home. And again, you can do this for free. You can go to a park, you can go to a co-working space. Whatever you need to do, there are ways to do this on a very low budget or free. All you have to do is get out of your typical workspace. You cannot be where you normally are, or it just won't be as effective, I promise. And then you need to know what else you need in order to have that creative space. If you're trying to make a decision, if you're trying to strategize or brainstorm, there might be things you need. So for me, I like to have snacks. I know I need snacks, and I know I need colorful Post-its, pens, paper, and everything that I don't typically use. So I use my computer every single day. I'm a huge fan of everything being digital. But when I step away and need to get creative, I actually need to write. So I know that I need to bring a whole bunch of stuff with me, meaning Post-its, pens, colorful paper, all of that, whatever I need in order to make the decision or process something, strategize something, brainstorm something, all of those, whatever I need in terms of supplies, snacks included, or anything else that I would want. The comfy clothes I want to be wearing, I plan it all so I know exactly what I will be doing that day. Next, it's time to just figure out what you need to get done in order to step away for those few hours. So like I said, do you need to get your classes subbed or tell your family, get childcare, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're planning ahead for anything that's needed and making sure that that time on your schedule is blocked on your calendar and it's not going to be disrupted by anything else. That is so important because life happens. You might have an emergency. I hope not. But other than an emergency, you want to make sure that you honor this time. So block it on your schedule, plan ahead, get the childcare, whatever you need to make sure it's going to happen. And then the last thing I want you to do is I want you to tell someone. I need you to have an accountability buddy with this. I want you to tell someone very specifically when you are going to do this and what you need to come out of it with. So if it's a decision, I want you to tell them, I need to be deciding on this question. When I'm done, I need to have a plan for this launch. When I walk out of this creative session, I need to have an idea of how I'm going to make $5,000. Whatever your process is that you're trying to figure out, I want you to tell the person what it is, and then tell them when you're going to answer them, because that is so important. Just telling them that you're going to check in with them after the staycation is so critical. Once you do that, you will make big strides because you will make sure it happens because you owe the person an explanation. Then it's time to make it happen. That's all you have to do after that is actually show up, make the decision, plan the thing, whatever it is that you need to do, make it happen. Then report back to your accountability buddy and do the work. That's all you have to do in order to make this happen. So your next best step is plan your mini business staycation within the next month. You can do this. You can find just a few hours in your calendar to make this happen. I want you to plan when you're going to have your mini business staycation, who's going to hold you accountable, and what decision or plan you need to work on during those few hours. Boil it down to exactly what you need to know in order to move your business forward and earn more money as a yoga teacher in the next 6 months. Trust me, you will not regret the decision to get away for just a few hours and plan your next 6 months of your business. I promise you will look back 6 months from now and be so happy that you did this. So have fun, give yourself permission to step away and plan the next 6 months of your business and grace along the way. See you soon.